study at least two topics. One is about factors of a number, okay? So factor of a number. So given a number, what is a factor of number? So the number which, okay, what is a factor of the number? Factor of a number means if you can write P times Q, then P and Q are called the factors of N, okay? P, Q are called the factors of capital N. So, for example, 6, right? 6 can be written as 1 times 6 equal 2 times 3. So 1, 2, 3, 6 are the factors. Okay? So 6 has 4 factors. 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay? Okay. So how about 12? How about 12? 12, it's more complicated. The number is getting larger, it's much harder. Yeah. 12 is good. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Then what? That's it. So you have how many factors do you have? So it has 6 factors, right? It has factors, 6 factors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. Right? So we have 2 questions. One is given a number, how many factors does the number have? Another question is, can you list all of that? Right? So given number, how to find the number of the factors? Okay, the number of the factors. Look at 12. 12 is going to be 2 square times 3, right? So a factor must be a number which you can divide the 12, get the integer. Okay, so a factor of 12 must be in the form 2 to some power and 3 to some power. Okay, but P cannot be larger than 2, so P can be 0, 1, and 2. Q can be 0 and 1, cannot be 2. Otherwise, you get 3 squares. Okay? So in other words, the factors of 12, the factors 12 is completely determined by P and Q. Okay? If you choose the P and the Q, then you get a factor of 12. Okay? So factors of 12 are really determined by these pairs of numbers, right? So you give a number and give a pair of numbers, then you get a factor, right? Like a 2 to the 1, 3 to the 0, which is 2, is a factor, okay? So when P is 1 and Q is 0. So the question is how many choices for P, how many choices for Q? Then you see that there's 3 choices for P and 2 choices for Q. So the product is 6. That's why you have 6 factors, because you have this many different combinations of P and Q. Okay? So that's why it has 6 factors. Okay? All right, so now, 12 has 3 times 2, which is 6 factors.
Exactly. So
right. Okay. So let's have a question. How many factors does uh, 45 have? Okay, how many factors does 45 have? Well, first of all, you have to try to factor it, right? Okay, so factor. So 45 is going to be what? It's going to be 9 times 5, right? Then that'll be 9 is 3 squared and the 5. So the factor must be in the form p and 3 to the p and 5 to the q. But p just only have three choices. Q can only be 0 and 1. So that's why it has 6 factors. Okay? So it has 6 factors. So that's why 45 has 6 factors. Right? 3 times 2 is good. Right, you don't need a list of them, just you can figure it out. All right, so now my next question is, what is the sum of the factors of 18? Right, so first of all, you should know how many factors they have. And trying to list all of them. So factors 18 is going to be 9 times 2. 9 is 3 squared and 2. So it has 6 factors. Okay. A factor must be in the form 3p and 2 to the q. And p equals 0, 1, and 2. Q is 0 and 1. Okay. Those are the factors. Now how to add them together? Right? How to add them together? You can list all of them, right? If you can list all of them, you can say, let's say P equals, Q equals 0. So P 0, 3, 1, and 3 square. Right? So you have total 6. Okay? You can add them together directly. Okay? So these factors is okay, so it's going to be 1, 3, 9. Then it's 2. 2 times 3 is 6, and the 2 times 9 is 18. And 9 times 2 is 18. So that's why you have this many. You can add them together directly, okay? Then you get some. So 1 plus 3 plus 9 plus 2 plus 6 plus 18. But there is another way to do that, right? So here we don't have it. We just add them together, okay? So you will get 10, right? And 10, and this will be 5, and then 6. 6 plus 6, 12. 12 plus 10, 22, right? Okay, so I'm going to show you another way to, no, probably don't need that. That would be advanced math. Okay, now we're going to look at the next one. This is a problem, okay? What is the greatest number of distinct positive integers oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I should write 18. That's what I typed myself. You're right. I list all in. I did not write down 8. Then it's a different answers. Okay. So 10. This will be 10. Yeah, that'd be 10, and the 2 times 18, that's 20, and that's gonna be 9, you know. Okay, so 10 plus 20, 30 is 39. That's correct. If somehow, yeah, I did not write down 18. All right, so what is what is the greatest number of distinct integer factors that a positive integer less than 20 can have? So we're talking about integer less than 20, and
6.
it has it has as many distinct positive integer factors as possible. Okay, so at least, of course, you know 6. Like, so you should have some integer which is going to have many factors possible, right? So like 18, like 18 is 3 squared times 2, right? So we already know that it can be the factors. It has the number of factors is going to be 3 times 2, which is 6. Okay, so I don't think you can get more than 6. All the numbers, exclude the prime numbers. Prime numbers only has 2 factors. Okay, the number was only 2. You know, you must have something like a square. Okay, I don't think there is a number was cube, right? 3 cube is already, 3 cube is 27. Then you need another fact. So less than 20, the maximum number of factors you can have is 6. Okay, and the 12 also, it's going to be 2 squared times 3. So also it has 6 factors. It has 6 factors. Like a 9 has 3 factors. Okay. Now, if I change the problem a little bit, okay. For example, if I change it less than 24, 20, and change it to 24, then 24 has, then it has 8 times 3, for example, 24. 24 has how many factors? 8 factors. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, 24. Let's look at 24. Okay, 24 is 8 times 3 is 2q times 3 to the power 1. So it has 4 times 2, which is 8 factors. Okay, why is 4 times 2, not 3 times 2? When? Because you're counting factors must be in the form like this, right? So P start from 0, 1, 2, 3, and the Q. So you have 4 possible values for P, and then you have 2 possible values for Q. So that's the reason you have a 4 times 2, 8, which is equal to 8. This many different factors. Okay. Right, so this is about factor. Now, so my next topic will be about lines and equations. Linear equations and the lines. Okay. So we are given line in the space. Okay, we have a line. We want to we want to describe it. Okay, that's the for a given line. What is really in changes is if you draw the triangle, we find out the ratio. Okay, let's solve this called delta y delta x. So this is not a triangle. We find out this is going to be a constant. Okay, and this constant is going to be called slope. Okay, it doesn't matter where you pick up 2 points. Oops. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you pick up 2 points, P and the Q. Okay, and the change in the y variable and the change in the x coordinates, the ratio will be the constant. That's called slope. So if the point, if you have a line here, and this point has x not x1, y1, that point has x2, y2. So the change in the y variable will be the difference of this. The change in the x variable will be the difference of that coordinates. Okay. So the ratio, the slope, we call the slope, is going to be the ratio of this, of the difference. Okay. And it really doesn't matter how far these 2 points P and Q away from each other. Okay. So let's look at the point. Okay. So find the slope. Okay. Now, a line passes through 2 points, -1, 3, and 2 and 5. Okay. So there's a unique line there. Let's find the slope. Okay. Yeah. All right, so you have a line here. -1 and 3, 1, 2, 3 here. Another 2 and 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we have a line passing through all right, so we consider this triangle, this right triangle, okay? Yeah, let's see what is the change in the x variable. The change in the y variable and change in the x variable, okay? The change in the x variable, x is from 1 to 2. The y variable is actually from 3 to 5. So delta x, the change in the y variable is going to be 3. Delta y is going to be 5 minus 3, which is 2. Okay, so the slope is going to be 2 over 3. Okay.
The slope is still 20.
Yeah, and if you are told that another point on the line, then you use another point, you can get the same value. Okay, let's try to figure out this this intersection point. Okay. Yeah, how to find this point? So let's call A and the B, right? This point. But A is B0. Okay, so what is A? Okay, we use that to find the slope, right? You can you can calculate slope using this pair of numbers. Okay, so the slope is going to be the difference y variable y minus 0 and x minus 8. Right, so the difference of the x coordinate and difference of the y. Yeah. Okay. So you will get 3 negative minus 8, and then this is supposed to be 2 over 3. Yeah. So now you simplify this. Let's do the cross product, right? So 3 squared equals 2 negative 1 minus 8. Yeah. So let's solve it. You can divide by 2. Let's say 9 over 2 equals negative 1 minus 8. Then I can get a. And a to the move to the left hand side, and you get negative 1 minus 9 over 2. It's going to be 11 over 2. So this is the intersection point of line was x coordinate. So yeah, so this is the point, the line passing through the x-axis. So the what I'm saying that the fact given a line, the ratio, no matter choose a pair of points. Where's my file? So given for a line, arbitrarily pick up 2 points. The ratio delta y and delta over delta x will be independent choices of 2 points. That's called a slope. Right? In geometry, you can show that it's really independent. So now let's go back to this problem. Let's go back to this problem. Okay, and this is a negative 1 and a 3, and this will be 2 and the 5, right? I know the slope is going to be next. No, not. That's the 2 over 3. Okay, the slope. And we also find the x coordinate of that intersection point. So what happens if this is an arbitrary point x and y with a coordinate x and y, right? Right, and x and y cannot be arbitrary; they're related. How? Why? Because when you use this pair of numbers to calculate the slope, so y minus 5 over x minus 2, right? It's the difference in the y variable and the difference in the x variable. It's going to be 2 over 3. Okay, so they are related. Y minus 5 equals 2 over 3x minus 2. Okay, so this is the relationship is called an equation for the line. Okay, and you can simplify it. Y minus 5 equals 2 over 3x minus 4 over 3. Then I'm going to move 5 to the right hand side. It becomes 5 minus. And then you combine them, it's get 2 over 3x plus 11 over 3. Okay? So this is it is called, it's a relation between x and y. It is called an equation for the line. Okay. Now, given an equation of line, you can also conversely can determine the determines the line. So let's give a let's try to find the equation for the line. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So a line passes through 2 points, 1 and -2 and 3 and 4. Okay. Find an equation for the line. That means for point x and y on the line. Right? Can you? Yes. Right? Did you get it? So what we do step by step. You draw the line, draw the coordinate system, and where's 1 and -2? 1, -2. And it's 3 and 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
What is that word Yasa said?
So now you have this line, okay? Okay, so you have to get the slope first.
It's the only I know. It's not an equation. You can just say, what about 2, 1? That is on the line. 2, 1. 2, 1 is on the line. So the data with the coordinates, I literally don't regret. This is for you.
Yeah, so look at this. This is the rate, right? The change in the y variable and change in the x variable. So changing in the y variable is the difference of the y coordinates, which is 6. The change in the x variable, which is just 3 minus 1 is 2. So the slope m is going to be delta y over delta x is 6 over 2. It's a 3. Okay, 3 is a number. It's called slope for the line. Okay. So once you have a line, have a slope, right? You can take an arbitrary point and calculate slope use another way, right? So you take a difference, y minus -2 and x minus 1, that's also slope, as long as this is a point on the line. So that's going to be supposed to be slope. Okay? So in other words, y minus -2 is the slope times x minus 1. Because that's the relationship for an arbitrary point on the relation between the coordinates of an arbitrary point on the line. And then that is the equation. But equation can be in many forms. Okay? So equation can be in this form. Okay? And the equation can be in the form. You move a -2 to the right hand side, then you get -5. Okay. Good job, James.
James is smart.
Okay,
Wait,
Kevin's doing well.
Times 5? Yes.
So minus.
So
Okay.
minus.
So then this is a relationship between two coordinates of an arbitrary point on the line. Okay. Now, can you use this equation to determine another point? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So y equals 3x minus 5. So I can set y to be 0. What do you get? So 3x minus 5 equals 0. That implies x equals 5 over 2.
Wait, could it already be 2?
Okay. So that means you get an x-intercept. Okay. So let's go back to the problem, x2 and 5. You see, this is going to be the point 5/2. Okay, 5/2. So this is the x-intercept. And you look at the picture, it's reasonable, right? So this is so-called the x-intercept.
Oh, x-intercept form.
Yeah. Right. You can also you set x to be 0, then the y is going to be 3 times 0 minus 5, which is -5. And then you get.
Maybe. But what is this? Like, is that minus or an equals? I think that's an equals. What?
Right? So -5 is the y-intercept. Okay, it's a y-intercept. Okay, what's the geometry meaning of that? -5. Where's -5 here? It's -5 is here.
Yeah,
You see, look at the picture, it's -5. Okay. So you actually find 2 more points on the line, right? One is on the x-axis, other one is on the y-axis.
what was that?
Okay, in general, if y equals mx plus b, what you can tell about this, okay? Then m must be the slope of the line, and the b must be the y-intercept.
B is the y, so y equals mx. M is
B is y-intercept.
Yeah.
You can let x to be 0, and the y is going to be m times 0 plus b, which is b. Right? So this is a picture. Line could be in that form, and that's b.
Okay.
So when you yeah, let's go back to that by question. We already find the slope is 3. Then the slope shows up here. This number is slope. Okay? This number is a slope. Okay, let's look at next problem. Right, a point A is at 0, 0, and point B is on the line y equals -4. No, y equals positive. The slope of segment AB is 1/2.
I am.
Get 2 split, okay? So what is the sum of the x and y coordinates of point B?
Fish and chips. A ball? Yes. What the heck? Give me some space.
Okay, so it's a little bit complicated. Can you work on this?
Okay, I do not like these problems because always like, wait, isn't this on one of the questions? Like one of them.
Did you solve it? This is C.
Are we gonna get 80 problems again?
No, I'm not going to give you homework. You continue work on this because many students did not finish the homework.
Oh, I was like halfway through it.
Yeah, that's why you continue. No, don't skip.
Halfway.
Yeah.
I was over halfway.
I was halfway through and I'm done. So
I almost finished the whole thing.
I was still on the chair. Pencil.
Well, do your best, okay? Yeah, next
Wait, you did your
next week we are going to have another class. Then we have a spring break. You have 2 weeks, so I'll give you 8 problems.
Because 80 problems is hard to do.
Isn't that like a math count thing?
This is math.
I've done math count before. I've done math count and I get math.
Okay, so please work on this problem. I'm waiting for you.
With anybody.
Okay, so you draw the picture. Joshua, sit down.
Where's point B? It's on the line y4. So B.
I have 2 naughty boys here in the class. Put on air next time.
Yeah, you guys. Go with the tension.
And then we'll get this on there.
I went to the detention. I put hand sanitizer on the tissue and I started throwing it at the front desk.
Okay. So people get, okay, so a point A is at this. This is a point A, right? A point B is on line y equals 4. Y equals 4 is the horizontal line, okay? Point B. The slope of the segment AB is 203, okay? So 2/3. Yeah, what is the x coordinate and the y coordinate of the point B? Okay.
How do you measure slope?
I think what is the sum of that, right? So let's find the coordinates. I think y is going to be 4 already, right? Just find the x because this is on the line. So x here 0 and 0. Okay.
Wait, y is 4.
Because it's on the line.
The y coordinate for B. Y is always 4. Y is always y.
Okay. So
No.
yeah, the y coordinate of the point B is always 4. Then you look at the difference of the y coordinate, 4 minus 0. Then x minus 0. This is supposed to be the slope, which is going to be 2/3. Okay. So x is going to be 3/2 times 4, which is going to be 6. Okay, so you get x and y. Right. So you solve the problem. So 4 plus x plus y is going to be 4. All right. Now what happens? Let's look at 2 lines parallel. Parallel lines have very important properties. Parallel lines have the parallel if only if having the same slope. Okay. Right, having the same slope. No, continue.
Yeah.
You slipped on the banana.
Yeah.
Or I did that once and I got like concussion and stuff. I'm like, bro, it's a banana.
Okay.
It was funny, it was my own.
So why parallel lines have the same slope? Because look at this, right? when you draw, when you draw the triangle, you put it here, right? This is a change in x and change in y. You can move it to here. It's parallel. You can move to here. That touch.
Why can't you draw a triangle that takes up the whole? That's
Okay.
what he said.
So they have the same slope, so the angle will be the same if we talk on the angle, you know. So that's really, yeah, parallel lines have the same slope. All right. So my question is, what is slope of the line
These are the same angle.
parallel to the line determined by 2x minus 4 equals 9?
Oh, 2x minus 4y equals 1. What is the slope of the line parallel to the line 2x? Oh, there was one like this in the homework. There was? Yes, 2x minus 4y equals 9. Wait, but I don't know the coordinate.
Okay, so this is the line. Because this is line is 2x minus 4y equals 9. Now 2x minus 4y equals 9. You can express in the form 4y equals 2x minus 9. Y equals 1/2 of x minus 9 over 4. Okay, so that means you get the slope of the line. That is the y-intercept. Y-intercept. Y-intercept is negative 9 over 4. This is a slope. Now another line parallel to this given line, then another have to have the same slope. Okay, all lines parallel to this one have the same slope.
Yes, they do. But 1 over 2. 2 brings IQ.
And you also adopted something that
Okay.
under biological.
Have a slope of 1 over 2.
Is it possible for parents to be adopted?
Right.
Children are adopted. Is it possible to be adopted?
That's just a satellite.
Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, so two lines parallel, then they must have the same slope.
Yes, so you just need to find one of them.
Here's a question. What is the value of C if the lines with equations y equals 8x plus 2 and y equals 2cx minus 4? That they are parallel.
Wait, was the handle metal?
All right, so let's focus on this problem. All right, so let's do it.
What is the value of C if the line if the line with equation? So y equals 8x plus 2. So that's the x-intercept. Has a slope. And y equals 2x. We just need to find C. Oh, that's easy. That's 4. C equals 4.
So if you know the slope, where I find the slope, then 8 equals 2c. So C is going to 4.
What is that? Oh,
Yes.
X.
So that's about the slope of a line.
No, like
You
the
have
last
to go
thing.
like
No, but it looks like this is what I see. That no, it's
Okay.
line for it's
So we'll revisit. This is just a review, right?
I see it like this.
So we're going to, study another topic. Okay, another topic.
Four, you think what else numbers looks like this? What else number looks like that? No. What is
That's a 4. That's a 4.
That's actually what I saw.
So I'm going to define,
5.
okay?
No, it's a 4.
So here's the question. If the operation, okay, operation, let's call this star,
4 now.
is defined as x love y.
Why are there hearts?
It's x times y
There's an operation on you.
minus x squared minus y squared.
Oh, what are these things?
Okay.
I like these things.
What?
These type of problems.
What is the
I
value
have a girlfriend.
of
I do.
1 love 2? Stop.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, so let's do this problem.
Can you divide both sides by xy?
Okay, all you have to do is just this, put it in. Okay,
Okay.
substitute 1 for x, substitute 2 for y. Is 1 times 2 minus 1 square minus 2 square.
Oh, it's actually crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be 2,
Negative
1
3.
minus 4.
Oh.
It's actually gonna be next one.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Okay.
so many problems then on here.
And then let's switch it. Do we get a different answers now? For this particular operation, 1 loves 2 is the same as 2 loves 1. Okay, so it's going to be 2 times 1 minus 2 square minus 1 square. It's going to be still going to be negative.
I know.
Plays on
No,
mobile.
I got a new computer. I'm trying to set it up.
Right?
I played mobile.
Y'all are stupid using bathrooms.
If
That's where it's at.
I know.
If
I
this
also
is
played
defined
computer too.
by
Liverpool.
Left for that.
is defined as
Yes,
You made
you can get.
y plus 10x minus x squared.
Oh, ooh.
Okay.
Can we make the next one so far?
What is 1,
I like burgers.
2, and
No.
all right, can you do this?
Nope.
It's 11. Your mom.
Yeah, it's
2 equals 2 plus 10 1 minus 1 squared. So 1 diamond 2 equals 2. For sure it's a diamond. Yes, the diamond plus 1. It's 2 white will be a diamond. It's 13. Bum, 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 bum. 2. I don't know. What the heck is this? What is up? Why do you make weird?
It's just gonna go 2 times 3. Ooga, ooga, 4.
Jasper, you have answer?
Yeah,
You got it?
it's 11.
It's 11.
Yeah, that's a minus. Oh yeah, I missed 11.
Yeah, it's
Let's do this.
So
Okay,
then that's for the thing. If you do the 1,
2
then
plus 10
multiply by
times
3.
1 minus
Oh,
1
what the
square.
heck?
Right?
Oh, there are 2.
It's 11.
Gotta do another one now. And just multiply that by 3. Wait, how do you do that? Just multiply it by 3.
Okay, so it's going to be,
Oh.
no, it's going to be 3 plus 10 times 11 minus 11 square. Okay?
13 times 11. What's that in my head?
So be 3 plus e.
143.
Huh? So we can take
13 times 11 is 143. No, you gotta do the multiplication. Oh. Oh.
right?
111.
I take 11 out, the 10 minus 11,
So 114.
it's negative.
Wait, no, it's negative.
So that is giving me negative 8.
Negative 8.
Negative 8 is
So that means we're negative 8.
yes.
Number one.
Good. 8.
So come on, the computer state. Wait, no, he's a doctor.
Yeah. You're Dr. by Smooth.
Should we get at this idea? Yes or no? Yeah, let's do one more problem, okay? Okay, so here's we defined the following operation. So x circle plus y is going to be x plus y, okay, minus x of y.
Okay, oh, this is easy. This is easy.
Okay.
And then we need the thing.
So what is 1 plus 2 and 2 plus 1?
So that's why is there bread?
That's not the bread, that's a magnet.
Why does it have a plus? It's just
It's the positive side.
So n equals 1 plus 2 minus 1 over 2. 3 minus 1 half. 2.5. It's 2.5. So then the second one would be 2 plus 1 is 3 minus. Then the second one is 1. So smart. 2.5. Then that's the first one. Yeah, help me. Help this guy find. Okay, let's see. Your last name. Zoo. So we're going to remove the name. So it would be H-U-Z. Who's? How many times has it been adopted? I don't know. I got slope, I got equation, I got 0, I got.
Yes, but do you have answer?
Yeah.
It's 1.5, right?
It's 2.5 and 1.
I'm gonna multiply you by 0.
Good.
Baby.
Good. Okay, I found out your bio. Wait, but I can't die because I put for instant check. Okay, Jasper, find your biological. No! Your biological parents. No, your biological. Your biological parents' last name is Buzz. Or it could be Hugh. Or it could be Zah. Because there's a bunch of people. It could be Zah.
All right, let's finish this. Okay, so 1 plus 2 is 1 plus 2 minus 1 over 2. So it's going to be 3 minus 1 half. Combine them is 5 over 2. Okay, and 2 plus 1 is going to be also 2 plus 1 minus 2 over 1, which is just only 1. So they are different. They're not the same. Okay. Okay, then I'm going to talk about a few algebraic problems. The next class, I'm going to focus on geometry. Okay, so I have some questions from students, but I don't want to cover every different type of problem.
Do we do like geometry, like 2 weeks
Okay.
ago?
Yeah. So our next problem is if a squared equals 6, a to the 4th power equals 4b cubed. Okay, and a, b are positive. What is the simplified value of a square b cubed? Right. So here's a question, right? Okay, look at this. How do you solve it? Do you want to find the A and the B? Well, this is complicated, right? So look at the A. Look at the A squared B cubed.
Okay, this one was hard. Wait, this is one of the questions.
Yeah, that was one of the questions on the thing.
All right, so look at this, right? You don't need to find the B. Actually, you just need to find the B cubed. So B cubed, according to this given information, B cubed is going to be A to the fourth power divided by 4, right?
Yes.
So that means A to the 6th divided by 4.
Oh.
Okay, A to the 6th is going to be
I
A square and cube divided by 4. A square is going to be 6, so then 6 cubed over 4.
Which is
Okay, 6 is going to be, 6 squared
why is there
times,
6?
Okay.
Oh.
okay?
Your mom.
So you can multiply, actually get integer here, because 6 squared is going to be 4 times 9, okay? 4 times 9 is 9 times 6, and then 54, okay? So this probably shows you that you don't need to solve for A and B, but just be careful when you're trying to find the, you can bypass that. All you needed to know is to find A squared B cubed. So you don't need to find the B if possible. Okay? Okay? Similar idea is like this. Like if remember the problem, right? If A times B equals 3, B times B times C is going to be 6, right? Then C times A equals 2. For example, what is value of A times B times C? Okay? Okay, how do you do that? Then we assume that A, B, C are positive. Okay? Kevin says 6. Any other answers? So that we have a number of students online, but I did not hear you guys. Howard, how are you? Are you there?
Wait, Howard's here?
Okay, James even find all the solutions. Yes. I did not see you give me the answers.
Yeah, Howard.
Okay, and
How do we know that? What if you're just like watching PewDiePie?
Yeah, I would.
all right, so the idea is, Kevin, even find all the solutions, all the possible value for it. You can find the ABC, okay? But let's find the ABC first, then find each individual. So A times B, B times C, C times A is 3 times 6 times 2. That's going to be 6 squared. Then on this side, you have a 2A, 2B, 2C. So A squared, B squared, C squared.
Equals 6 squared.
Then ABC squared equals 6 squared. Then ABC is going to be 6. Once you find the A and the B and the C, then you can find the A and find the B. Okay? So because A times B is 3, then for example, C equals ABC over AB, which is 6. AB is 3, so that's going to be 2. Then B is going to be ABC divided by AC. So ABC 6, AC is going to be 2, so the answer is 3. Then and the A is ABC, then BC. So 6. BC is going to be 6, which is 1. So you can actually determine ABC later. Yeah. Okay. So we stop here, but I will discuss maybe not exactly the same problem. So when you get the homework,